Hey everybody, and welcome to our overview on the brand new teambeachbody.com site. Some great features on this that I'm excited to take you through. A couple of little things to note before we jump in. First of all, this site that I'm doing this demo on is in fact a demo site, so what you see may be slightly different than what you'll actually see when we launch, but it's pretty close and should give you a good overview of all of the new exciting functionality. The second thing I wanted to talk about is when this is launching in your market. So our first team to be able to have access to the brand new teambeachbody.com site will be our UK coaches and their customers. So we will be launching the UK on October 19th with the brand new site. Next up will be our Canadian site, and that's going to launch on October 30th. And finally, the US site will launch on December 14th. Okay, that's all the disclaimers. Now let's jump in and take a look at the brand new site. Doesn't it look pretty? I think so. Okay, let's start at the top of the page. And what you can see is that right at the top, one of the first things that you see is that we have a special spot where when a customer logs in, they will see their coach's information. So it will have who their coach is, a picture of the coach, and also an email address for the coach so they can reach out if they want to. This is a great new feature because now as you send your customers to your site, they will actually know they are on your site by just being able to look up to the top and see you there. The next little piece that I want to show you, you see this Canadian flag. That's because I am logged in as a Canadian customer. But what's exciting with our new site is if you click on the flag there, you'll be able to see all of the different locales, we call them, or all of the different stores and all the different languages that the site comes in. So right now we're in the Canadian English site, but when we launch Canada, we'll have both a Canadian English and a Canadian French site. In the US, we'll have an English and Spanish site, and in the UK, we'll have an English site. What's great here is that if you have customers in another country, let's say you're a Canadian coach, but you have a potential customer in the United Kingdom, you'll be able to actually click on that United Kingdom site and see the site just the way they're seeing it. You won't be able to purchase on it, but you will be able to navigate through and see all of the different locales. So that's an exciting new feature. Also, as you see, we have our account section here. We have the cart, which we'll get into later. We also have this exciting feature here, which is search, and something that we're really excited to add. So if you click on the little magnifying glass, let's say we type in 21-day fix, it will come up and say, are you looking for 21-day fix or 21-day fix extreme? In this case, I'll say 21-day fix. And when I select on that, all of the products associated with 21-day fix will come up in the search. So how awesome is that? But let's go back to the home page. And I should tell you that you can see brand new design on the homepage that we're really excited about. It's alive and fresh. It's really a vibrant way to tell the Team Beachbody story. We can really articulate why do we deliver results. It's really our magic combination of fitness, nutrition, and Shakeology, and the support from a coach. We're able to showcase some success stories on this homepage. We're pulling up our top challenge packs so people can access those right on the page. Our best-selling products we can feature on this page, and of course talking about what we think is one of the most important parts of our success formula, and that is our coaches. So lots of information on this page. The other thing I can tell you just from a technical back end is that this page is built in a completely modular fashion, and we'll be running analytics on this page, and we have the ability to move things around much more easily to be way more nimble. Let's go into the navigation on the page, and we'll take you through the navigation. So you can see on the top navigation here, we have shopping with different sub-navs against that, and I'll take you through the shopping section in just a second. We have a link to Shakeology.com. We have a link to the Beachbody Challenge so that you can pledge to be part of the challenge and submit your results. We have a link to Beachbody On Demand, And if you're already a member, that will take you right there so you can start streaming your workouts. If you're not, that's a place where you can go and sign up your membership. We also have a place for, if this is, again, I'm signed in as a customer, so if they want to learn more about coaching and they were to click on that, you can see, again, really similar content to what we had before in terms of telling the story, but in a much more vibrant way, and just explaining everything there is to know about coaching. Well, not everything, but giving you a taste of what it's like to be a coach, and this will lead you to signing up to be a coach. But let's go back through shopping, because I want to take you through that so you can see what that experience will be like. So again, as I hover over the shop bar, you see all of my different categories: fitness, Shakeology, nutrition and supplements, challenge pack, gears, apparel, and any sale items. We're going to dive into the fitness section, and you can see right away very different display than what we had before. So we have these big header banners that are showcasing our newer products or things that are relevant at any given time. But then as we scroll down below, you can see all of our different programs are beautifully presented they sort of come alive on the page, and people can kind of just go through to find the program that they're looking for. A couple other things before we jump into any one of these specific tiles is that we've also added this great filtering opportunity. So if you're not quite sure what you're looking for, but you know perhaps you want to find a program by autumn, you can click here, or you can filter by program type, whether you're looking for cardio, dance, muscle building, or even by level. So whether you're a beginner, intermediate, or advanced, this will recommend products to you and to your customers. We also have just sorting the programs A to Z. So if in fact they don't want to sort through all those titles, they want to go through it alphabetically, they can go through it this way. And last thing I wanted to point out is we also have this great new compare feature, which really for each of our program talks about the trainers who are on there, the length of the workouts, the benefits you get from this type of program, and a description. So a great way for people who are exploring to find the program that's right for them, the ability to do that. I'm going to take off this filter and let's go shopping. So let's, why don't we select 21-day fix? So we know that we want to buy a 21-day fix product. We're going to click on that. And so what you will see is when I click on that, this menu comes up that shows all the different options you have to buy 21-day fix. Now here's what's exciting. Even if somebody were just coming in looking for the base kit for 21-day fix, we're always going to show them the best value, which is the challenge pack, is going to be the first thing that they see. So you can see in this case, first thing they see is the annual BOD All Access and Shakeology Challenge Pack. Right next to that is the 21-day fix DVD program and Shakeology Challenge Pack. Then we have the base kit, the deluxe kit. We actually have a few more things. You can see the little arrow slides over. But let's go back and let's just buy this 21-day fix DVD challenge pack kit. So I'm going to click on that, and you can see this is what we call a product detail page that explains to the customer what they're getting. Much cleaner and simpler than what they had before. And let me just take you through this page before we add it to your cart. So we have this sort of header area that gives a very high level description of the product. But then right below that, we have this Learn More section, which gives us a little more opportunity to go into detail of what the customers will get with the product. The first page, you can see this is about, so this is kind of general. If I clicked on fitness, it would tell me specifically about the fitness program, how many workouts, what are the workouts, everything that I get with that, any bonuses I get. Nutrition, it's going to really talk about Shakeology and the Portion Fix program with the portion control containers, so that really explains the nutrition side. We have an ingredients section, so depending on which Shakeology flavor you choose, you can download the supplement fact sheet for that. A section on support, this is where we talk about that comes with the challenge pack. You get a coach to support you and hold you accountable through the process. And then we also highlight the money back guarantee that we have for all of our products. Also on the page, we have success stories related to the product. So in this case, these are 21-day fix success stories. We're also going to have a ratings and review section. So Again, we want to hear from our customers. What do they think about the products? And hopefully that will influence their decision. The other thing you can see is that as I scroll down on the page, we have this, what we call a sticky header. So at any time as people are scrolling on the page, they could click into that and get right to adding it to the cart. But let's add it to the cart from up here. You can see the first step that it's going to ask me is select your Shakeology options. And so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the single flavor over the combo flavors. And then it's going to say, okay, what flavor would you like? I am a chocolate vegan guy. And then the next step is going to say select your serving size. So I'm going to take it in the 30-day resealable bag. So pretty simple. I've selected 21-day fixed challenge pack. I've selected my Shakeology flavor. I can now just add that to the cart, and it's added. And look what happens. My little mini cart up here pops open to tell me that I've got the 21-day fix and Shakeology challenge packs in there. It has my pricing and everything in there, and I can actually view the whole cart here or check out. But before I do that, I want to do a little more shopping. So I'm going to head back up to the shop. Let's jump over to the nutrition and supplement section, because you can see that's going to be laid out a little bit differently. Here you can see this navigation organizes it into our performance products, our performance packs, daily sunshine, shakes and boosts, 3-day refresh. So again, if I clicked on one of these, those products would reconfigure to that. Let's go back and just, I'm going to add the, let's see, what do I want? I think I'm going to pick the Beachbody Performance Energized 10-pack. So I'm going to view the details on that just to make sure I like that. And again, here, similar situation, sticky header. I have, the Learn More section with all of the ingredients and the guarantee. I'm convinced I'm going to add that to my cart. So I've added it. You can see it's added to my mini cart. Now, this is a subtle little thing, hopefully you've noticed, but we are going to let you buy a challenge pack and something else in your cart at the same time. And this will happen also in the coach registration flow and all the flows. So exciting. Before, that was really in the coach reg flow, that was limited. In some of our flows, it was limited. You could only buy the challenge pack. Now you can add more things into your cart, check out with the challenge pack. Awesome. So let's go ahead and let's view this whole cart here. So now you can see here's the cart. I want to check it out. Yes, I want that. You know what? Do I want to? No, I can change the quantity here, but I'm going to stick with one. But here's the other thing that you'll notice on this checkout page. The system knows that I bought 21-day fix, and so it's actually going to recommend other products that align to that down here. So again, you see these cross-sell items to encourage your customer to add everything into the cart that's going to help them get results. So that's a nice new feature that we think is going to be great for your customers, great to increase your volume. So you can see here we've got all of the shopping cart, so I'm going to go ahead and check out. And you can see our checkout has become far more simplified. Here's an exciting thing. You probably recall that we used to have, or currently have, Kickstart challenge packs. No more. To simplify it, we just have challenge packs. But when somebody buys a challenge pack, as they're checking out, we give them a special offer on 3-day refresh. So this acts just like the old Kickstart does, but now we don't have to have a separate line item for the Kickstarts. We just offer it to them as they're leaving. So in this case, I could say, yes, I do want to do 3-day refresh, so I'm going to add that to my order. Take advantage of that discount. You can see it's been added to my order summary over here, and now I'm going to check out. So I was already a customer, so the system knows my shipping address. It's my alias, Bruce Wayne. I can select my my shipping options. I'm going to pick just standard. I'm going to continue. It'll take me into payments. I already had a credit card on record, so I just need to type in that. I'm going to check to say that I have know about the terms and conditions, and I'm going to submit the order. And voila, I have an order. My order number is store_201 21970. I can print out a printer-friendly version of this receipt, and I am good to go. So that's the customer experience, and that kind of gives you a quick overview of the customer experience. I'm going to switch over now, a quick edit, and I'm going to be coming back signed in as a coach. So signing off on this. Hey, I'm back, but now I'm signed in as a coach. And you can see, generally, it looks exactly the same, but a couple other features just on the coach-specific site that I wanted to go through. So again, same navigation. The only difference is when I go here on coach, instead of taking me to information about becoming a coach, since I am a coach, you click on that page, there's some information that will serve up to you that might be relevant to you as a coach. Again, not the office, but different little information that we can serve to you as a coach. But you also see here on the coach tab a completely different navigation, and I want to take you through that. So first of all, right from here, you can click and navigate to the My Challenge Tracker portal, which is great. We'll have navigation to the coach office. We will have at launch for our Canadian coaches, you will still see a link to the mobile enrollment app tool. This will be used if in fact you want to create a mobile enrollment for a new customer or coach who is US based. But the new functionality, and once we launch the US site, this will be for all customers. So when we launch the US site, this will go away and we will only have Share a Cart. So Share a Cart is basically our new mobile enrollment. In a summary, this is a way for you to basically, if you're going to be enrolling a new coach or a new customer and you've already talked about they're going to buy the 21-day fix challenge pack, this is a way for you to basically build an order for them, send it to them. All they have to do is click on a link and it'll take them right into the store, into the shopping cart, and all they have to do is check out. So I'll give you an example. If you've never used mobile enrollment, it's as simple as you would click on new enrollment. So it'd say, who do you want to enroll? So this coach is going to enroll me. So I am a Shakeology man at beachbody.com. That's not really my email address, so don't send it there. But Michael Neiman, and I'm a Canadian coach and I speak English, and it's going to say, are you enrolling this person as a customer or as a coach? So we're going to enroll me as a coach, and it says, yes, I do have permission to use this. So again, this should not be that you are going through a phone book. I don't think they have phone books anymore, especially ones that contain people's email addresses. But this is actually intended, you've talked to the person, they've given you their email to send it. So I click that, I click continue, it says great, we know who you're building this order for, now what do you want to send them? So I want a challenge pack, and I want 21-day fix, I want vanilla Shakeology, and I want it in the 30-day servings resealable bag, and then I simply add that to my cart. So here's the cart, and now it says that this cart has been created for Michael Neiman. His email is shakeologyman@beachbody.com. Here's what his order is. It's going to, when he buys this, it's going to give him the 21-day fix and Shakeology challenge pack along with his business starter kit. And basically we send the email and it says success. So I would have received an email. I could click on that. So you can see I clicked on a shareable link. The shareable link, I could take that link and paste it into an email, send it to him in case he loses the email. But so that's awesome. And I can just do it again, do another coach. But this is a great way to simplify things for either your customers or your new coaches. I want to go back actually to teambeachbody.com. So I'm going to click on this button here. So I'm back to the new site. The last thing I just wanted to show you was that all this stuff is really exciting. What else is exciting is that this site has been designed responsively so that whether you're looking at this on a tablet or a phone, and I'm going to shrink this down so that you can see what it would look like on a phone. So you can see, move this over here. You can see, here's what it would look like on a phone. I can just scroll down and everything sizes perfectly. We get this little menu here on the phone. So I want to go to Shop Fitness. And you can see the way we looked at that before, it scales down. I have those same filterings, and then my tiles line up. So very, very cool. And I can open that back up, back to what it looks like on the website. So there you go, my friends. That is an overview of the brand new teambeachbody.com site that is coming to you soon. So I hope you liked it. Okay, thanks.